And I think it's very important for everybody to be engaged because that everybody's on the same page.
It's about, who's willing to change gears at the right time.
Go out, go have fun, and just take it to them.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for another edition of the Chris Richardson Show. Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's basketball coach Chris Richardson. And Chris, before you guys went on the Thanksgiving break, a nice win over Winston-Salem State. Talk about that game against the Rams and what you saw from your team.
Yeah, great to be playing at home, first of all, be back in our home gym. And I thought the way that we played and the way that we won that game is the way that we're going to have to win a lot of games this year, which is just stay the course, Winston-Salem's talented. Boykin is a heck of a scorer, one of the best scorers we'll see all year. And he was taking and making some tough shots. And, when teams challenge you in situations like that, you got to trust who you are and maintain the integrity of who you are. And I thought our guys just did a tremendous job of that. It was a team effort. We got big moments from Lamar Dampier, big moments from Chris English, big moments from Kurt. Aiden Gall had big moments. Alex Smith. It was just a total team effort, everybody that played. And then, over the course of 40 minutes, we feel like most nights we're the deeper team. And I thought that played itself out. We were able to wear them down, stretch it out there at the end. And I think the biggest thing we got from that game was just in addition to the win, which you always take, is just the reassurance of, hey, this is who we are, this is who we have to be, and when we stay, within that, we're a very good basketball team.
And in the second half, you guys really used the three ball to pull away. You had 9 threes in that half, shot just over 35% from long range. Talk about how you guys use that to your advantage.
Well, we started off the game just bombing away, and we want to shoot a lot of threes, but you got to take the right ones. And the shots we were taking, Zach, they weren't bad shots. We were just settling. And that's something that you work through in the early part of the year. And so one of our early timeouts, I just took my marker and circled the paint about 100 times and said, you guys know we're allowed to take the ball in here. And when we do that, our offense becomes much more lethal. Our three-point shooting becomes better because we're getting step-in threes off of paint touches. We get teams in long rotations. We're able to move the basketball with a little more ease. And it just makes your decision-making a lot clearer from an offensive standpoint. And so, they know that. And sometimes you got to have a moment of levity when the shots aren't going in. You use a little dose of sarcasm, but make sure to loosen them up a little bit. And they were able to start attacking the paint and get the ball moving. And once you start doing that and the shots go in, it becomes contagious, not just with the shooting but with the passing. And so that was fun to watch, and our guys had a good time playing like that.
And you mentioned him earlier, but one of the guys who really did well inside, Kurt Harrison, had a double-digit game with 12 points, led the defense in rebounds. Talk about him and how he stepped up throughout the day.
Yeah, you know what you're getting every night with Kurt on the defensive end especially, and from a rebounding standpoint, he's going to go get some man's rebounds, like where you see all these people going after the ball, and then once he gets his hands on it, you're not taking it away from him. Just a grown man rebound. And so he had several of those, and then offensively I thought he's very patient. He picked his spots. He's got a pretty good jump shot from the outside, when he gets the right time and space, and so he's able to knock that down. And then, I thought his defensive activity was really good. They've got some really good inside players, and he was able to frustrate them. He was able to really take them away in the ball screen a couple times, with our traps. And he was it's the type of effort you expect from a senior, whatever it takes to win. And shuffled our lineup a little bit, started a little bit bigger with him and T playing in there together, and that worked out pretty well, as it had in previous games where we didn't start that lineup, but we went to it later in the game. And so that's the beauty of Kurt. He's a team guy. He's going to do whatever it takes to win, and that's contagious when you see your senior leaders acting like that, just as all our senior leaders have. Everybody else kind of falls in line, so I was really happy for him.
And when you guys needed a spark off the bench, you got one from Jalen Wenger. Came in with a few big three-pointers for you off the bench. Talk about how he was able to kind of spark that team.
It's only a matter of time, He can really, really shoot the ball, and he's knocking off a little bit of the rust. He redshirted last year at a great junior college program that won the national championship, so he was going against, high major, mid-major players every day. And so getting those game reps, it takes a little bit of time sometimes to knock the rust off. We knew it was only a matter of time. What I was really excited about was, guys that make shots, sometimes when the shot doesn't go in, it can tend to affect your body language, your energy and all that. And we've been really intentional, Jalen and myself, about recognizing those moments when he's letting the impact of the missed shot, last. And so he did a great job of just playing and being so positive, and he's a great teammate. The guys love him. So really excited for him to get in there, and he gave us a big lift. He did. He made a big shot to stop a run in the first half, and then he made a couple in the second half that did the same thing. And we talked about it as a staff, like he had 2 really, really good days of practice going into that game. You could kind of see it coming. So glad that he got in there, was able to have some success. It was a big lift to our team.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's basketball coach Chris Richardson. And Chris, now your early season non-conference schedule's wrapped up with these first 4 games. How do you feel your team has grown over these 4 games as they get ready for MEC play?
Yeah, we're battle-tested. We played some really good teams. We've had some moments of adversity. We've played against teams that are really, really good with a primary score. We've played teams that are really, really balanced, played teams that really, really guard you, played teams that kind of try to speed you up, play teams that are big, play teams that are small. So, through 4 games and our 2 scrimmages and the West Virginia exhibition, we've seen a little bit of everything. And now it's time to continue making steps forward as we get into Mountain East play. We had a good practice yesterday, first practice in several days. Energy was great. Went at 7 a.m. Guys were bouncing off the walls, ready to compete. It's very competitive. Got up and down a lot, and I think we're going to be ready to go Wednesday night. We're excited for practice today, but we're excited to get into Wednesday night's Mountain East opener.
And you guys kick things off with a Point Park team. Their second year in the MEC. Talk about the Pioneers and kind of what they're bringing to the table.
Yeah, Coach Grandage, first-year coach there, worked for a great friend of mine, Mike McDonald, who's the head coach at Damon University. And Coach McDonald, they were number 1 in the country all last year. They finished the regular season undefeated. They're top 4 in the country already this year. And he's from Coach Beeline's coaching tree. He worked for Coach Beeline at Canisius. So there's a Wheeling tie, as you go through the lines. And he took over for Coach Beeline at Canisius when Coach went to Richmond. So a lot of Coach Beeline's offensive stuff, which some of the same stuff that we run. But he's done a good job of just putting his stamp on the program. They shoot the ball really well. Defensively, they compete. They're physical. And they've got some guys that were hungry to win that are back. And then they got some impact guys that came in their first recruiting class. So he's going to do a great job there. They like I said, they've shot the ball to a really, really high level, so we got to really do a good job of locking in on taking away the 3, pressuring the ball, disrupting their offense with our defense, and letting our defense create some offense for us.
And finally, as you get into the heart of your Mountain East Conference schedule here, talk about your message to your team as you guys get ready for conference play and the level of talent you're going to face.
And just keep getting better. You can't hang everything up on results. When you play well and you win, you play well and you lose, you still play well. You take something to learn from and build on. When you play bad and you win, don't accept in victory what you would not accept in defeat. You play bad and lose, obviously that one's a pretty easy one to get a lot of teaching from. So, I think we got a mature group. They're a connected group. We had a great Thanksgiving dinner as a team before they went home for a few days, and just hearing them talk to each other and what it means to be a Cardinal and have this opportunity to be with their teammates each and every day. It's a group that's got a chance to be special because of their connection. Being special from a results standpoint doesn't necessarily create that connection. I think it goes the other way around. And so we got to continue to be there for each other, continue to work hard, push each other every day, compete, cheer for each other, pick each other up when we're down, and most importantly, focus on the number one thing, which is constantly getting better, constantly improving. And so as long as we do that, you know that if you're doing that in Mountain East play, that you're going to have a chance to win a lot of games. And so we're excited for the challenge.
Thanks, Chris. Good luck this week. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
And I think it's very important for everybody to be engaged because that everybody's on the same page.
It's about, who's willing to change gears at the right time.
Go out, go have fun, and just take it to them.